All right. Hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Real Crypto back with a apparently very rare extreme stream. Market, fantastic, doing awesome, and I await all comments about me being gone forever. I won't shy away from that. Haven't been gone. Power Hour still been going, still doing crypto every day, just haven't been doing the live videos. Sorry about that for those of you that like to watch them, but life happens, doing projects. Kind of bored with the bear market, to be honest with you, and now that we're out of the bear market, pretty much realized I had to start doing videos again. Yes, Jamie, expect a crash any moment now. That's hilarious. What's up, Sid? What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? George? Crypto is back. Absolutely, it's back. Extreme stream, yes, sir. Yo, Sean. Kevin! Still all in on ETH. Looks like it's starting to pop off. Very nice, Kevin. 245. Yep, we said 250, 300. Looks like it's in the cards. It's getting there. Getting to that 250, that first one. Which country am I streaming from today? Czechoslovakia. Darn it, I lost it. Czechoslovakia, Antarctica. I was going to try to mix Czechoslovakia and Antarctica, but my brain didn't compute that. Nope, still streaming from my office. Do you think altcoins are going to keep pumping? So I actually view the market, I kind of have 3 or 4 different tiers of coins. I call them, there's Bitcoin obviously, and then there's tier 2 coins, which technically are altcoins, tier 3 coins, and then like the others. That's kind of how I view it. I view them in tiers. You always have Bitcoin. Tier 2, you have XRP, Ethereum, your Bitcoin Cash, or Litecoins, XLMs, Cardanos, and after that, you've got all your other ones. Monero can go either way, your Dashes, your Neos, Ontologies, maybe IOTAs, and then like your other ones, and then your other ones. So I think the second and third tier altcoins against USD are going to continue pumping. The altcoin market is starting to find a bottom, which it hasn't had for quite a long time, as Bitcoin basically sucked up all liquidity from the market. But it's starting to come back a little bit. These are the coins we have in the Power Hour, and to be honest with you, when I do my newsletters every day, I get so every single day I go through all these coins, and really for the past couple of weeks, I have really had not too many altcoins at all on my cryptocurrency, or I'm sorry, altcoin part of the newsletter. Back during the bull run in altcoins a few months ago, we had 7 pages of altcoins that were setting up and potentially breaking out and following up, and stuff like that. But past couple of weeks, it's been nothing, really nothing. So I think altcoins will continue to pump, but right now the market is really focused on the higher quality altcoins, your tier 2, tier 3 coins that I call them. That's what they're focused on. In my opinion, you are seeing some decent moves in some altcoins, but they're going for the higher quality coins first. Binance is taking a giant ish again. Can't do anything. Ian, are you on the desktop application? That one seems to run a little bit better because you're going through their API, I believe. Nick, no chance to relax today, buddy. Not at all. What's up, Nick? Do I think it's good to go all in like I did on ETH, or is it better to spread it over a few coins? I like to go a little more spread out, to be honest with you. At least a few positions. I actually right now I have 4 positions right now. I probably still have a little bit of Bitcoin, but after Bitcoin kind of rallied up towards the 8K level, and the second tier and third tier coins started pumping, moved money into those second and third tier coins, and like you and I talked about earlier, Ian, I showed you my positions there, and so far so good, so very nice. Ethereum is, what do I think about BTT? I don't know much about, technologically about BTT, but the price action in BTT is very good. I will say that, at least against the dollar. BTT, we were charting BTT, trying to hopefully, thinking, because we had this huge rally. We had a member that actually got in on the ICO. Actually, I think it's Ian there, made like 500% on the ICO, and then sold it. And we mentioned to get back in on a break of this trend line, which was a 2-hour chart, but it broke it and then just ran up like mad. It's like 176% in the middle of the bear market. It was crazy. Then we started following it, and it just never got any legs underneath it until recently, the past couple of days, rallying about 20% there. So I think BTT is doing okay. I would kind of like to be in the BTT BTC pair right here, because it's only 11 satoshis. If you find a bottom here, you're just going to have really, really good returns. And you may have to hold it for a little while as BTC kind of settles down and all that jazz. But yeah, I think BTT is pretty good. You lost me? You lost me, Kevin? Don't think I'm lost. I don't think anyone else lose me. I'm not sure if anyone else lost me or not. Now it looks like everything's good to go, Kevin. Sorry about that, buddy. Refresh your page or something. Anil says I'm good. What's up, Anil? Oh, thanks, Ian. All right, so give you guys a quick update. So I did my first video yesterday, in quite a long time. I was actually shocked to find out how far back it was. It didn't feel like it was a month, but it was basically a month. And yeah, what's up, D? Yeah, nice to see you, buddy. Okay, so, well, reliable in terms of what? Not posting lately. Yeah. Like I said, I'll take all the disappearing jokes you guys got today. I deserve them all. To be quite honest with you, I deserve them all. Didn't quite disappear, but I was definitely hiding. Apparently, I was hiding. I just wasn't around. Yeah, my content. I think my content's still pretty good. I like my content's good, but I just wasn't posting. I'll be posting a lot more now. I'll be a lot more interested now that we're kind of back into the bull market. Yeah, it's just a lot easier. Man, the bear markets just wear you down. I mean, it's just tiring. I mean, I got tired. I got to be honest with you guys. It was just, as a content poster on YouTube, you end up in a position where, oh, what am I going to talk about today? Oh, the same shit I've been talking about for the past 6 months. The market sucks. It gets a little depressing even for me. So, doing the power hour every single day is enough for me. I got to be honest with you. As far as me getting my viewpoint out, it started becoming enough for me. I didn't feel a need to do any secondary videos, and unfortunately, the general audience that doesn't subscribe to my power hour kind of took the brunt of that. I apologize, but it is what it is. Anywho, guys, but yeah, so it's just been a tremendous bull market run. Really, we've been looking at these secondary altcoins since they've been popping. Bitcoin actually also moving up as well. We noted this morning in the show that we were kind of stuck in this potential descending triangle, and it looks like we're slowly breaking out of that. Ethereum finally getting going. I mean, as of later yesterday, it started having a bigger rally. The day before, I think it was the day before, broke over its previous high and definitely getting extended. What's happening right now is that, in my opinion, number one, no one actually left the crypto market. The way this market's behaving, yes, some people left, but a vast majority of traders were simply waiting out the bear market. So we never did have a true capitulative move. We never had that. And with the extreme move to the upside, basically immediately implies to me that all that money's rushing back in as more and more people start to understand that the bear market is over. And it ended very quickly. It didn't end in a day, but it did end in about a week. I would say ended in about a week. There was some area at about this, this is my rectangle of what should have been resistance that ended up not being resistance. Someone else asking me if my stream ended. I don't think so. I don't think my stream ended. Anyway, if you guys see the stream end, please shout it out. I'm not sure if there's YouTube issues or other issues. But what was I talking about? I already forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, so yeah, triangle here, trying to break out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing good. Yeah, so the secondary coin started up. XRP, in the power hour, we've been talking about XRP ever since this pump over here, looking for it to get off of the lows of this 30-cent level, which acted as support. So I know a lot of guys was able to get some XRP under 32 cents, and I didn't really think it'd rally this far this fast. But if you look at it from a broader perspective, look at how much room XRP has to run. Now, this kind of brings me up to another topic that probably was actually supposed to be my next video. And I may leave it for my next video, most of it. Let me check out some comments. Looks like I'm missing a few here. What do I think about EOS? Well, the whole market's pumping right now, so EOS is not an exception. It finally broke a trend line right there. As you can see, there's a consolidation, kind of a very oddly shaped, well, actually it's not even a ascending triangle whatsoever, but we did break out from a resistance point right there. It's looking pretty good. I don't know the state of EOS these days after Larimer left, being the douchebag that he is. So I don't know what state EOS is in. It's a little bit like EOS, Ethereum. I actually kind of have a theory about some of these things, and it's probably not rooted in a whole lot of fact, but with EOS and basically most of from my understanding, Larimer leaving, and it's kind of going downhill when it should be accelerating. I think it's going downhill a little bit. Ethereum kind of stagnating. Cardano with their mainnet launch, we may see a lot more out of Cardano. This is kind of one of my go-to coins right now, with a tremendous price increase to all-time highs. And we're already up significantly in this position, but about 1,300% to all-time highs. I don't know exactly if and when we're going to get there, but Cardano has a potential for, if it lives up to its promise, which so far the only one that really has is from my understanding, Ethereum. There may be a couple other ones out there, but really it's been Ethereum that's been the major blockchain. But yeah, so I really like Cardano out in this area. I've got a longer term hold position in Cardano from these low levels. I think you should have some longer term hold positions. I'm not going to say hodl because that's stupid. I think you should have longer term hold positions, however. XLM, yeah, XLM. So here's the thing about XLM. We've had this inverted head and shoulders pattern on XLM for since like about 3-4 days ago. Since we started popping up right here on that higher volume day, we've had this inverted head and shoulders pattern with a target way up here. And from where we first started looking at it, it was like 100+%. Talking about 110%. So, I mean, XLM, even without a pump, already has a pretty good risk reward ratio on it. Unfortunately, the better entrance point for Lumen was off this trend line break right there. So it's a little bit. It's a little bit extended, but just breaking out of the neckline is your traditional entry point, and you still have like 600% to go to all-time highs. The way that I'm looking at things right now and what we're talking about in the power hour is essentially how to look at these coins that have big gains, and what could some longer term position holds be essentially for that. And I think tomorrow Bob wants to talk about complete crap coins, which I think could be a fun topic of conversation because there's like 1,000 of them to choose from. And I'm sure many of them are like many thousands percent from the low. In fact, he mentioned one that's like 14,000% from the low. So that'll be fun tomorrow for you guys in the power hour. I think that'll be fun to do, barring some crazy action out of the coins tomorrow. Major says, do you think there's going to be a pullback from the alts back into BTC if BTC goes higher? Or is BTC going to pull back and the alts will go higher? Yeah, honestly, I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think BTC is not selling off. And there have been a few instances, and we actually talked about this today in the show. There have been a few instances where Bitcoin actually just kind of slowly meanders up, and the alts do something similar. Sometimes they'll actually run fairly aggressively. Right now, it appears at this stage of the game, which has been for the past week, everything is generally running, nothing is falling. Again, the reason being is people are coming back into the crypto market. It's not necessarily new money. It may be old money, but it's still it's new. It's like used money, if you will, right? It's a lot of this money has been spent. Some of it has been lost, but a lot of it's coming back. And there may even be a little bit of new capital coming in here as well. So I think the general market is benefiting from that. And if you look at the total market cap, which has been very aggressive. So there's crypto total market cap, and look at that. Look at that. It's just a tremendous move. There's so much money being put to work here. If you guys don't believe this is a change in market cycle, you need to go watch my market cycle webinar again or something. I don't know. Go talk to a therapist or something. But this action is indicative of cycles changing. Quite frankly, I'd be astonished if we dropped back down here to, this looks like a Bitcoin chart. I'd be astonished if we dropped back down to 4,200 at this stage of the game. I don't know if that's realistic. I think more than likely, if we do have a pullback, it'll probably stop right about here, wherever this happens to be on the Bitcoin chart, somewhere in the 6,000, high 5,000s, if we do get a major pullback. And we could have a major pullback. There's nothing, Bitcoin does that all the time. It has these large pullbacks. As a matter of fact, if you go all the way back to 2016, when we first broke out of the bear market lows in 2016, right here, we had a huge parabolic run. Look at how this thing ended. This was a major parabolic run, ending in a massive candle, huge volume. Finally ended up selling off and then retraced like 40%, 42%. So 42% right there. We could do something similar, and if you look at the prices right now, I think 42% puts us right about where I'm talking about. That's about 31%. This down here is about 47% lower. So, what's up? I still don't know how to freaking pronounce your name. Call you The. What's up, The? Keeping the market cycle in mind, one leg at a time. That's right, Kevin. The market cycle really drives the market, and all you have in front of you is the next leg. So it's hard to... The market cycle tells you, am I going to stay long for longer periods of time, or am I going to stay long for shorter periods of time? And then the leg you have in front of you can kind of give you a little bit of insight as to what can happen in the next leg. So that's why it's one leg at a time with the market cycle in mind. Because it's completely accurate. It's a completely accurate statement. Oh, Arthur. That's right. Duh. I'm like, something looks really familiar there. That's right. It's Arthur. What's up, Arthur? Next target for ETH. I don't have any major targets for Ethereum. It's basically it's not quite blue sky mode, but your next major resistance is really way up here at 357. I mean, that's really your next major resistance. Now, again, I'm looking at a daily chart. You just threw up there 260, Nicholas. So I'm not too sure if you're looking for a shorter term time frame, but I mean, Ethereum's just on a massive pump right now. And again, without a lot of, there's really nothing. There's this small base over here. I remember all these bases too. It's crazy. There's a small base over here, but really other than that, we really have up here at 360 for potential. You can see there's a fairly clear pivot point right here at the 360 level. But again, that's going back a year and a half or so now. So on this side of the chart, again, there's really not too much. There's another pivot point right here respecting this low, and then this area right there. But there's not a couple areas up there. It'll probably stop running when when the market finally runs out of steam, which, I mean, still could be a week or two. This is an extraordinarily strong market. LTC about to go again? Yeah, so this is one we caught live in the power hour. Large cup and handle on Litecoin. If no one else caught this, join the power hour. If you didn't catch this cup and handle, you're doing something wrong. You're definitely doing something wrong. So you've got just a beautiful cup and handle. Litecoin was really acting on its own throughout this entire thing. We jumped up here April 2nd, April 1st, whatever. Jumped up here. Ever since then, Litecoin's been in its own little market. Good volume on the right side of the cup. Finally jumped out. Great volume. It's really, yeah, it's acting very well. It's acting extraordinarily well. AJ says capitulation didn't happen. Why? So two theories on that. I'm not sure which is accurate because I'm not really in a position, nor am I really going to worry about spending the time to do this, but there's a potential that the Bitcoin market is it's big. You've got different exchanges. You have so many different places to buy Bitcoin, right? You've got all the exchanges. You have these ATMs. You've got this and that. Oh, thanks, English. I appreciate that, buddy. Really do. Thank you very much. All right, 589. Do I hear 6? Do I hear 666? So, yeah, number one, it's because people were able to distribute in a variety of places, where it maybe didn't show up on the market. Maybe we didn't quite get to see it because of that, and it was more of a lengthy distribution. But in order to figure that out, you'd really have to aggregate a bunch of charts together and get a whole lot of data together. And I don't know if that's really feasible. The second thing is that no one actually left the market. We never truly got panicked. I think a lot of people like myself, to be quite frank with you, especially on the YouTube side of things, at least as we started getting lower, started hearing these prices like 1,000 and 3,000 never scared them that much. I don't think 3,000 ever really scared too many people, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people that were scared at 9,000, 8,000, 6,000. But I think after we went under 6,000, a majority of people sold. There's going to be a few bag holders, and a lot of the bag holders did actually hodl. They did hold through the entire thing, so some of those people may see some distribution going forward. But I think a vast majority, Kevin, $9.99. Thanks, Kevin. Do I hear 10? Do I hear 10? Do I hear 10? Do I hear 15? Yeah, right? That's funny. But yeah, so there's a lot of people that while they may have stepped aside, they didn't completely leave the market. If you remember a lot of my older videos, we talked about people panicking. Capitulation is a panic. This market, there was a little bit of panic from 6K down to 3K. That was a very fast move, but it wasn't an extreme drop. Sorry, I'm not clicking my mouse. I'm actually kind of talking with my hands a little bit right now, which doesn't work when you can't see me. But you can see here the drop from 6K down to 3K. It wasn't a single drop. It took like a month. Took like a month right here. Yeah, there you go. 32 days to the ultimate low there. So there wasn't really mass panic. It was kind of a slow fear situation. So I think what happened is that there was just with enough people thinking about Bitcoin and talking about the next big run with 2017 in mind, really goes to the fact that not too many people actually left. We didn't see the people giving up and walking away. That never actually happened, which is what we were looking for with capitulation. It just never happened. The people never actually truly hated Bitcoin and left. I just don't think that happened, which is why you end up with this. Why you have 100% in like a month over here. 50% here, 100% here. So which kind of leads us to something else that's a little interesting. How we get back up to something else we talked about in the Power Hour today. If you guys like my topics of conversation, you should try a month of the Power Hour. We do this stuff. Won't say every day. It's not greatly interesting every single day, but there's a lot of times where we have really good conversations. Okay, that's not. Where am I looking at here? Looking for. Okay, there we go. So what it leads us to, at least to me, it leads us to this scenario. So Bitcoin has a huge rally here. This is Ethereum back in 2017. Ethereum ends up with this massive rally that, again, this is akin to 2017. We have the huge decline, and right now we're right about here. We're right up in this stage, right here. If we continue straight up into 20K like this, very likely to be a double top. Extremely likely to be a double top. You're not going to get a V bottom out of Bitcoin and it continue out. It's very unlikely. Now, I will say this. I said it was very unlikely for Bitcoin to just walk through the 6,000 level, but guess what it did? Walked through the 6,000 level. The markets, there's some general rules to the markets, but at the end of the day, every single move is different. Every single run is different. And you're going to make some wrong calls. You're going to make some right calls. But by understanding the general direction and sense of the market, you'll do pretty good. So in this particular scenario, if we V up like this and get to 20K really quick, it's going to be very hard to breach that 20K. But with that being said, as bullish as everyone is, so there's two types of traders, right? There's retail traders and there's professional traders. Yeah, sprinted through the 6K level. Exactly, Arthur. Exactly. So there's retail traders and there's your more experienced professional traders. The retail traders, pretty much everyone, including myself, including pretty much everyone you see on Bitcoin or on YouTube, they're all retail traders, okay? They may call themselves professional, this and that. They're probably, I'm sure there's one or two that may have acted in a professional capacity, but pretty much everyone's a retail trader. You can have smart retail traders, though. I will say that. I'm not trying to say every retailer's stupid. Anyway, the point is that as we get higher, let's say this is 20K. As we get higher, your professional traders will be making an assessment of whether they're actually, however they do that assessment. I can't tell you how they do that. Whether they're going to sell up here or whether they're going to take it higher and take it through. Now, as bullish as the market is, if we break 20K, we're going to get to 50K stupid quick. Like I want to say a month, but if you remember, in Bitcoin, we ended up going, I think it was 7 days until we hit 20K for the first time over here on Coinbase. It was 8 days. 8 days before we hit 7K, or we basically doubled here on Coinbase in a very short period of time. The other ones didn't have that first spike. Yeah, where the hell is it? Yeah, so we didn't have the first spike up here. So a lot of these, it was extended a little bit. But on Coinbase, yeah, so this was about 2.5 weeks. But on Coinbase, we had this first pump, which I thought was very interesting. But regardless, if we do get back up to that 20K that quick, it's, man, that's gonna be scary trading right there, because you're gonna be in a scenario where, okay, am I gonna miss out on the next $10,000, which could happen almost in the blink of an eye? Could just be a number of days. Really, could be a number of days before we go up another $5,000-$10,000. Or do I risk 10 or 20% of this gain on the pullback down? Now, that's a long ways away from now. We're not even near that. We haven't even breached 10,000 yet. But this is a very bullish market. It's extremely bullish. Bitcoin has no pullbacks. If you guys remember, I've said this several times. I'm not quite sure if you've heard me say this before, but Bitcoin doesn't really pull back when it's in super bull mode. And what exactly do we see here? Super bull mode. A little pullback here, a little bit larger pullback here, and that's it. That is all, just straight up from there. So we're still going. We still have elevated volumes. We're still rising in price. We're not really dropping too far. No major topping candles. Very tight action. I mean, everything you want to see for an extension of a bull market. Like literally, if you were to look at the textbook and say, hey, what does a move that isn't done look like? It looks like this. It looks exactly like this. And you'll hear me say a lot of times in the power hour, hey, this doesn't look done. That's kind of one of my phrases, is it doesn't look done. And that's what I mean by doesn't look done. A chart that is topped out has a certain look to it, has a certain volume signature, certain price action to it. And right now, Bitcoin just doesn't have that. We could develop it in the next candle. It could start developing in the next candle. But as of right now, we just don't have that. We just don't have it. So there you go. And speaking of charts that don't look done, let's look at Litecoin, which broke out of a cup and handle beautifully. Look at that cup and handle. Very nice cup and handle. What's up, Craig? I think I saw you say something earlier. I didn't say hi to you, though. I think you were up there. I don't know. Yeah, you were up there. There you are. Are the whales cashing out before summer break? That's an earlier question you have. I really don't think so. I don't think anyone's cashing out. I don't think there's not summer break anymore. What up, Monkeytron? Yeah, there's really no summer break. It's just trading. Everyone just trades. 20K to 50K as only 150% move, which Bitcoin has already done from 3,000 to 8,000. Yeah, it can get there very quick. And if you guys remember 2017, when you're in the middle of a parabolic move, it feels like your head's being ripped off by something. It really does. It when you're in the middle of a parabolic move, especially like if you're not that used to it, I've been through a few of them now. I can't say I'm like an expert in how to handle a parabolic move because they don't happen extraordinarily often. But it really kind of feels like your head's being ripped off because your choices are: do I miss out on a crap ton of money, or do I hold this for too long and it comes crashing down on my head? So it's a very interesting mental exercise, and that's basically where like trailing stops come into play and things of that nature. But anyway, it's another topic of conversation. Looks like Arthur coming back to the power, exited out too early, too many times in the last 4 days. It's hard switching context, Arthur, from bear to bull, and that's what we've been talking about for the past week. Not every minute of the power hour, but how to switch that context. How to switch your mind in a bear market. Your mind is in the context of, okay, I need to protect my capital, but we're getting a good pump. When am I going to get out? In a bull market, you have a lot more leeway. You can make a decision of whether you want to hold it for longer periods of time, or if you want to sell it on this leg, or how you want to play it. But you have those options, and that's really where you kind of have to figure out who you are as a trader and what your style truly is. Because if you don't know what it is, it's hard to make a decision. It's really hard to make a decision, and that's one of the reasons I think why I don't sit here and just give you guys trades. I mentioned lots of entrance points. We mentioned a lot of exit points. We mentioned ways to exit. I really try to be a guide point. I really try to be a guidepost and give you guidelines more than just a straight up Google Maps to your house type of a situation. Pulled in and out of the market so much with stop loss, but get right back into it. Need to stick with a plan. Yeah, Kevin. Oh man. Is there any really good node developers out there? Because I'm actually in the middle of not going to say much on the live stream, but I'm in the middle of a project that you're going to like a lot, and I need some good node developers. Anyway, but yeah, so you have to stick with it. You have to stick with the trade until it's done, but you have to know what your trade is. So you have to know your style, and you have to have a plan. So, is your style, I'm going to hold, because look, what's Bitcoin, 8,000? Bitcoin's at 8K. Let's say you bought Bitcoin today, you think it's going to 50K. You could hold it from here. Why not? You can do that. That's an option that you have. And I'm not a believer in hodling. I just said earlier I thought it was stupid. I think buying advantageously and selling advantageously is how you trade. Okay? No, I didn't say perfect. I didn't say exact. I said advantageously. So when you buy, you have to know why you're buying, and when you sell, you have to know why you're selling. It can't, it can't just be off of feeling alone. There has to be some kind of quantification, signals, chart pattern, trend line breaks, something like that. Let me see here. A couple of requests. Best trading books I can recommend. I've read a bunch of. I don't know about a bunch. I've read about 6 or 7 trading books. To be honest with you, my favorite trading book, and I'm going to shout out my website here. Because if you're going to buy a trading book, if you're going to buy this trading book, I guess I'll talk about my stuff for a minute. So, all right, so guys, thanks for joining me. Like the video. If you haven't liked the video, I always forget to ask for that because I'm a horrible marketer. I'm the worst online marketer in the world. And so like the video, subscribe to my channel, sign up for our Slack chat room right here on the very home page of my website. I'm not making you dig for it. This gets you into our Slack chat room. I jump in from time to time. Lots of good traders in there, been around with us for a while now, and really good stuff. The book, though, if you go into resources and books, it's not related to cryptocurrency, but really, to be honest with you, How to Make Money in Stocks by William J. O'Neill is really a good book for a number of reasons. Number one, while it is related to stocks, it does talk quite a bit about fundamentals, and you should have at least some understanding about fundamentals. You should have some understanding about the general sense of fundamentals and even how it doesn't apply to crypto, because it doesn't apply to crypto. But it gets you thinking in terms of high quality assets. Part of this is the CanSlim system here. It doesn't say CanSlim here that you can see. Here I'll show it to you on the thing. It's going to say CanSlim somewhere. Maybe on the back. Yeah, there you go. CanSlim investing system. So the CanSlim investing system really stands for, well, it's an acronym. I'm not trying to go through the acronym, but what you're doing is you're looking for the current market action, which is the market cycle like I talk about, okay? It's the current market action, the market cycle. It talks about having a high quality asset, something that people want, and the earnings are fantastic. And then after that, it talks about the technical analysis part of it. Okay, so I bring all of this to crypto, even though none of it qualifies. That's why I have like tier 1 coins, tier 2 coins, and tier 3 coins, because the more high quality coins are going to be the ones that are more likely to sustain a run versus, as you know, some of the crap coins just kind of fall through stuff. You know what I mean? But I would highly recommend that How to Make Money in Stocks book. There's a green book. There's an orange book. Here's the orange book. The green book, I believe, is the one with 100 charts in the front. Let me see if I got my... actually, I think my friend brought it back, bastard. Oh, shit. All right, I got to buy my book again. I lent my book to a friend, and he never returned it, so I'm going to have to buy the book again. Hey, I could probably buy through my own link and make a whole... I think I make like 82 cents or something if you buy this book, so... If you want to buy a book and support the channel, click on the link in my my resources section. I do need to greatly expand this, however. There's a lot of other good books out there. But that's a good one. Ontology BTC. Yep. You guys have any altcoins you want me to look at? Please go ahead and shout it out. We'll take a look at it. Ontology BTC. Actually, we were talking about this one. This is probably, from a risk-reward perspective, one of my more favorite-ish trades right now. Ontology, to be honest, in terms of altcoins. So what this is actually, I copied this prior move over here. We just did this today in the power hour, as a matter of fact. I had an alert level here at 1900. And if you guys don't know, actually, when you do sign up for the power hour, we have an alert system. I actually go through all of the coins in our spreadsheet, and I manually put in alerts for those. And one of our members, Paul, is very generous to build an alert system on top of Slack. So you get alerted through Slack. And yeah, whenever a coin crosses a level that I've determined is a potential alert level, which sometimes is a buy point, sometimes it's just a level for you to watch it. Yeah, that's also included with the power hour. So feel free to check that out. But Ontology, I like the risk-reward perspective from here. You got about 70%, 79% to this recent high. This isn't even an all-time high. That's a recent high. So I definitely think it's fully possible for us to get back here in the next couple of weeks. Ontology looking pretty good longer term. But really what I saw on the chart, which is what's in the newsletter today, as a matter of fact, this is one of my newsletter coins, is in our 1900 alert level right there based off of this bull flag. Not too many... So in my newsletter, there was not too many coins. There was, I think, 4 altcoins. It was Litecoin, Ethereum, Ontology, and some other coin. I forget exactly. But this was one of them. And bouncing right back off this trend line again, I think this is definitely still buyable if you guys are looking for a trade. And if you guys did miss BTC, and you think, if you kind of missed BTC, you can trade these altcoins and try to get some good percentage gains, and then try to get that BTC back that way. Jesse Livermore. Yeah, Jesse Livermore is a really good book too. I actually give you that with the Power Hour. Honestly, guys, I just throw so much stuff in the Power Hour. It's stupid. It's a pretty good bargain. $65, and we do an hour every single day, 7 days a week. We get a newsletter 7 days a week, and we get the alert system. And I give you guys I give you guys some other resources too. One of them is, which I probably shouldn't be doing this, but it's Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. See, it's right there up there for me. That's how I step. Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. I have this in an ebook that I give out to people there. So this is a fantastic book too. This really should be on my website. So this is actually, it's not really an autobiography. It's kind of like a fictional biography of Jesse Livermore, written by William Lefevre, and very, very good book. Very, very good book. Trade altcoins to get BTC back. Isn't that revenge trading? Not if it's a good setup. Not if it's a good setup. What I'm saying is that if you miss the Bitcoin rally and you're upset about it, number one, you don't want a revenge trade. Revenge trading would be getting in up here at like 9,000. I think this thing will probably get a little bit higher towards 9,000. To be honest with you, and I think that would be revenge trading. But if you find another setup that trades against Bitcoin, your general, like, let's say about Litecoin today, right? Let's go to Litecoin, Bitcoin. Where's it at? I forgot the alphabet. Litecoin, Bitcoin. So look at Litecoin today against Bitcoin. You would have made 10%. So you would have gotten 10% back from Bitcoin, right? That's what I'm referring to, is trading it from a perspective of, okay, my plan is to trade these altcoins, settle it into Bitcoin so I can have double my Bitcoin stack, because I have half of what I should have if I would have bought it 42 or whatever. Bohemian with a good question. Actually, a very well worded question. Thank you very much. What would you put most heavily in right now between ETH, Bitcoin Cash, to Litecoin based on current TA? So ETH would be last because it's already fairly extended in its run. ETH is pretty extended at this stage of the game. I would put the least amount in this, up 32%. Litecoin just broke out from a cup and handle pattern here. It's up 7%. That's a little bit extended, but definitely could still be buyable if this is going to have a much larger rally, which it could. We could easily see $130, $40 Litecoin out of this base, the way that it's proportioned and set up. Bitcoin Cash, it's running a little bit too much like Bitcoin right now. I'd probably be heaviest in Litecoin and second heaviest in Bitcoin Cash and probably third heaviest in Ethereum. Again, because Ethereum is already so extended. It can continue to rally too. Look at my volume aggregation tool. If you guys aren't familiar with this, my volume aggregation tool, something else you get with the Power Hour, but you see here, this is basically what this does is this adds up buying and selling and graphs it for you. So you can see here the selling is drifting off, and it's pretty much all buying in Ethereum, which is good. So this can continue, and look at this. We haven't seen this kind of volume in a very, very long time. What are we at now? 60,000. This high over here is 40,000, 50,000. We haven't seen this kind of buying in Ethereum in a long time. So it can continue, but I have a very hard time buying something up 30%. From a decent breakout point. Very, very difficult. Load of Bcash at the end of the day. Well, actually, Bitcoin Cash is one of my more favored coins for trading because it has very good percentage moves. I mean, that right there is 35%. It doesn't feel like it did anything. That's 35% though. I mean, this breakout here from 42 was 107%. Bitcoin Cash moves. You may not like the tech, you may not like the people behind it, but from a trader, this thing moves. Omisego, okay. Yeah, we were looking at Omisego today. Someone else asked about it in the Power Hour. Doing okay. It stopped at a pivot point. See this trend line right here? This was our pivot point, and it stopped right at that. This would be your buy point in my opinion. It's got to get over that 276 level against Bitcoin. OMISA goes down very, very far. I remember trading this during 2017. It had some really excellent runs. It may have another one. You don't quite know, but 80% there to recent high. So that's another one that could potentially be good. There's not a tremendous amount of volume in it, but it is getting pretty bullish. Should I take Procyon ETH and put it into LTC and be happy with 10% gain on ETH? Oh, Profit. Is that Profits on ETH? And put it in LTC and be happy with 10% gain on ETH. So let's see where you got in if you got a 10% gain. So I was just talking to Ian about this. When you're in a bull market such as this, such as you're at right now, stay in your positions. Okay? Don't chase the next. It's like jumping from one girlfriend to the other. You're in right now, this is a solid relationship. You know, she does all kinds of good stuff for you. There's nothing wrong with this relationship, but there's this chick that's a little bit hotter basically because you don't know her. She could be nuts. You have no idea what her temperament is. And there's this hot chick over here that's 18 years old, and you think it's gonna, it's gonna rock your world there. What's up, Don? So my argument would be no. My argument would be stay with Ethereum. It's running. Let it run. Who asked that question? I already forgot. Oh, Kevin. So yeah, Kevin, you're in the power hour. We talk about the different ways to get out of a coin. We use trend lines. We use topping signals like that. We don't have any way of. There's no real major reason right now to exit Ethereum. There's no rational reason to exit Ethereum. This thing could go up, honestly, Litecoin could go up 40% tomorrow, to be honest with you. Why not? It could do that. And Ethereum could be up 5% tomorrow. And you could miss out on a gain. But at the same time, Ethereum is in the middle of a run. You can't discount that. You get into a coin, so it runs, it's running, stay with it till it's done. XRP. XRP is great. Again, we were talking about buying that down in under 32 cents here in the power hour. I got in about 31, 32 cents. I know some other people got in at about that range. Some a little bit lower. So that's good. Got to turn the volume down. Wife is asking questions. What's your wife asking? I'll answer her question. Oh, about what I was saying earlier. Okay, it took me a second. Sorry. My mind's too focused on my job. When I come up with my lines, I even confuse myself a little bit there. That's funny. BTC entering beast mode. Yeah, we're up 3.5%. Up 3.5% right there. Oh, cool. Guys, hold on a second. Someone I've been... All right, I've been meaning to talk with this guy. He's IMing me right now, so I got to give him a little bit of attention. I may have to sign off here, guys, if we're going to go a little bit deeper into this. So I may be off here in a little bit, but we'll see. XRP is doing fantastic. File name of the model. XRP is fantastic. I really have nothing else to say. It's been just basically extending. This base right here looks very much like what we just saw out of Litecoin and Bitcoin. If you guys saw my video yesterday, I talked about this base structure. This could have another blast off. To be honest with you, this is looking a lot like the last large run. Members of the Power Hour, remember this run? The luckiest sale of all time. Where do you buy XRP? You buy it down at 30 cents, cheeky. You buy it under 32 cents. That's where you buy it. I don't know if I would buy it here. Like I said, I have a hard time buying coins up 30%. This one is up 30, 40%. So you may just have to let it go. You may just have to let it go. Some trades you just have to let go. That's called not FOMOing. It's really called not FOMOing. Now, I will say this. On my 2-hour chart, and I really like the 2-hour charts, if it does start to break If it does start to break, and that's really the true trend line right there. If it does start to break this trend line on volume, you may be able to buy it out of there. Actually, it looks like there's a little shelf of price action here that's developed throughout the day. Right about there. So up about 3%. It may still be buyable if you want to give it a very tight stop loss, depending on how long you want to hold it for. The Power Hour here on YouTube. Yeah, so I host it on YouTube, but they're videos that are unlisted. They're unlisted videos. You won't be able to find them. But yeah, basically, if you go to my website, there's a link on there that does go to the Power Hour show on YouTube. Crop Exchange sells XRP. E&J. We can take a look at E&J for a minute. Yeah, want nothing to do with it. It's not jumping. It's still at the lows. It's not really back past. There's a resistance point right there. I'm not interested really until this thing gets above this pivot point probably. It's lagging the market. I'm not interested in it. What exchanges sell XRP? A lot of them. A lot of them sell XRP. Coinbase even sells XRP. Binance sells XRP. BitMEX does XRP. A lot of them do XRP. Favorite signals for the end of a bull run? Yeah, so I actually have a few. I've got a few signals to the end of a bull run. Shoot, it's 5 o'clock. And I'm going to have to call it here in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go over a couple with you real quick. Bohemian. I basically look for, I can't go into, I don't have the time to go that in depth. I look for trendline breaks. Sometimes moving average breaks, depending on my entry, how I entered. I look for topping candles and stalling candles, and also base breakdowns. If bases break down instead of break out, that would be a sell signal for me as well. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here for today. Thanks for joining me. It was fun. I haven't done this in a long time. I gotta do this some more. I really like this stuff. Now at the bull markets, it'll be a little more fun again. Again, if you guys did have fun today, please do consider joining the Power Hour to support the channel. You guys definitely get some valuable information, trading advice from me every single day. You can ask any question that you want. We'll pretty much talk about any topic that you want. If you're interested, go to Real Crypto, click on services, and you can sign up with that link right there. I also do have a Real Stocks Power Hour. So if you guys are interested in the stock market, coming to Real Crypto, check it out. You can also go to my Real-Stocks channel on YouTube, which I also do a live stream there. So thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button if you haven't. If you haven't done either of those yet, you suck. Just keeping it real, son. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. See you later.